We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, you'll be hearing from shortly. Here's the starting group for Houston. The pairing up front, Smith and Şengün. Skinny is out there with Thompson. And it's KD in at the 3 spot. And for Chicago, they've got Wright, the kid out there with Mr. Fundamentals. Then there's Buckets. And it's Lee in at the small forward. And we've got two teams, Greg, that have built up some momentum coming into this one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, both sides have had a successful stretch here recently, but this will be a test of will and preparation.
And it's Chicago to start out. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
Lee outside. To the wing right side. Off target from outside. KD against Lee. And Durant gets it to go. The assist by Smith.
You know, the more you watch Smith, the more you marvel at his feel for the game.
Now the pass to Bryant. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, proficiency from range, away from home, much easier said than done. They played a terrific ball game.
Yeah, and you could see the crowd's reaction with every make. It wasn't pretty.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
So difficult to stay planted, especially with all the motion around you. Annoying turnover.
Here's Andrews. A 29-point game for him in the win against the Heat in Miami.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game. Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws of this.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Hey, Greg, to touch on the Bulls for a moment, defense has been an emphasis for them.
It has, and they went through several years playing subpar D, and it cost them. They began to turn things around a couple of seasons ago, and it has served them well.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Greg, remember back when the 22-23 season started, the Rockets were among the youngest teams in the NBA.
And it's hard to win in this league with youth and inexperience. Houston's front office aggressively adding quality vets like Fred VanVleet in hopes of stabilizing that roster. That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it. There was a mix-up defensively. Left him all alone. He just couldn't hit it.
Lee passes to Bryan. Another 3 for Chicago.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Outside Durant. Knocked away. Pass to Andrews. That's tipped. Here's Buckets. He had 27 points last game. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip in.
Here's Andrews. Rebound by the kid. And here are the Bulls now. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Here's Lee from down in the low post. It goes.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Hey, Steve, the Bulls haven't been to the finals since 1998, Michael Jordan's last season in Chicago.
Kevin, hard to believe, but that tells you how difficult it is to get to the finals. Also, just how important a generational player like MJ can be.
Chance to check out some stats for Ayo Dosunmu. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Right side, Kevin Durant. Over Lee. The Rockets again can't hit.
The defense is right there. Quality contest, and they threw him off his rhythm.
Here's Wright. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Now here's Durant. He's got 5. Andrews passes to Smith. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. That's to Bryant. Launches from deep. It's rebounded by Houston. Smith with it. He's picked up by Lee. Here's Andrews. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Resourceful move there. That was not an easy one to convert.
Especially given the height disadvantage. I love the way he created space for his shot.
Here's the kid. A 14-point game for him in the win against Charlotte.
He was a shot-blocking nightmare out there. 4 blocks on the game and some alter shots as well.
Deep, great positioning on the putback.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Andrews, guarded by Wright. Andrews, no good.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Down low, out to Thompson. Passes it to Andrews. Knocks down the 3 ball. Skinny's got 7 points.
Not just a knockdown shooter, he does a great job of finding space for his shot.
KD against Lee. The pass to Bryan. Let's go. With the putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's Thompson. Şengün trying to free himself up. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
Now here's Wright. 26 points for him last game against Charlotte.
And he showed again why he is such a sensational playmaker. Some of the plays he made were just remarkable. Hustle points count just like any others. That's a great play.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And at this point of the year, Greg, injuries starting to mount for some teams.
And this is where your depth gets tested, your resolve. Because it takes a strength in numbers and strong leadership to get through it.
The All-Star game almost near. Let's see how the East is shaking out. You look at Chicago. By the season, they've assembled their guys, perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out.
And for Chicago, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat. Great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Right. They knew teams would be gunning for them night in and night out. That's only fueled their commitment to putting a great product on the floor. He's had a tough time getting it going, and he's put this team behind the 8 ball.
Shoots a fader, and all around the rim that time before dropping in. Mr. Fundamentals got 8 points. Against trail by 6. KD looking around. Pass to Smith. Tries from 10. A fadeaway, and they pick up 2.
Bringing back the mid-range. Jabari Smith Jr.
Bulls leading by 4. Right outside. And the layup is good. Wright's got his second basket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Andrews. He has 7. Thompson outside. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go from 14. Got a piece of it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Chicago ball.
And Chicago shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. And Alperen Sengun gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
To the left wing. Back to right. Pass to Lee. Just 5 to shoot. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Durant. Pass to Andrews. No one near him. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. 9 points for Skinny.
That's a great look from KD. Knew exactly what the defense was doing and delivered the pass right on time.
And that one drops for him.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
Rockets ball.
Shot clock at 6. Pulls up, high post.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key. Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Here's Andrews, guarded by Wright. Here's Thompson. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
They're getting him shots in his spots. That's understanding your personnel.
Lee against Durant. Lee outside. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's Andrews, guarded by Wright. Thompson from long range. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Mr. Fundamentals got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
Here's Andrews. 9 points in the game so far.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Here's Mr. Fundamentals. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for Chicago?
They are making a statement so far on the defensive end, sending shots away in incredible fashion. Loving the hustle.
And yeah, how about this team also following up their shots, getting those offensive boards, also a key for their success.
First one falls for him. Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Şengün. Tari Eason comes in for Jabari Smith. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Thompson. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
2 minutes remaining.
It's trailed by 12.
2 minutes.
Here's Andrews. Well, you know that he's going to find a way to get the ball in the basket no matter what D he's faced with. The average is about 31.5 points a game.
Well, Fred could do this all day. He's that confident in his long-range shooting.
And something a lot of people notice about Fred VanVleet are his instincts with the ball.
GA, he's got a sixth sense for how to run the offense, seeing when and where to move the ball in order to create quality looks for his guys.
Here's Eason. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And there's the pass to Andrews. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
All right, a chance to look at some stats for Skinny. Just an incredible month of basketball. Averaging about 32 points a game, 9 assists, and over 2.5 steals. And with his skill set on the offensive end, he is such a threat on the floor.
I love it because he does so many things well. Defenses have to account for him even when he's not scoring.
First free throw is good. Both good from the line that time.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
To Buckets. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Buckets got 11 points.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused and they've executed.
Here's Eason. That one falls.
If I was still playing, I would love to play with Fred VanVleet as my point guard. Fred keeps all of his teammates involved.
Now here's Wright. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
And so VanVleet will bring it up for the Rockets, trailing by 10. Pass to Andrews. Launches it from deep. Rebound by the Kid. The Kid's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Right down low. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Mr. Fundamentals, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
This is my type of approach. Get some high percentage looks. Then later, you can play inside out.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Bulls lead by 14. And we'll be back right after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a comfortable margin for the Bulls here, guys.
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
You can do everything else right, but if you fail to take care of the defensive glass, you're killing your chances.
They've got buckets. Money out there with Dosunmu. And then it's Little General, and it's Mr. Fundamentals in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. That is good. And the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Andrews. Right, the pass to Money. Here's Buckets. Can't connect from short range.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Andrews. The rebound by Dosunmu.
Great focus on the defensive end there to contest that shot.
And this is where you would prefer to work the ball to someone else for just a better look.
Here's Money. Fred VanVleet grabs the miss.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. We all know Achilles injuries used to be career-ending. Kevin Durant says Dominique Wilkins was one of the first guys who came back the same. It was a motivation and gave me confidence that I could do the same. And now Wilkins says KD has really taken hold of this and become the spokesperson for this injury. So we're passing the torch. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, passing the torch, David. Thank you so much. Free throw drops for Wright. GA, we've seen it over the last couple of years. The center position has come back into vogue.
And, Kevin, we were seeing teams go small, lots of 4s, even traditional 3s play the 5. But with MVP-level seasons from guys like Jokic and Embiid, the center isn't quite extinct yet.
And so Wright nails both of them. Rockets trailed by 11. Here's Andrews. He's got 16. VanVleet outside. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Can't nail the jumper. Money passes to Wright. Here's Mr. Fundamentals, covered by VanVleet. Mr. Fundamentals, that's good. Mr. Fundamentals got 16.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Andrews passes to KD. A fader. no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And the basket by Money.
Oh, sweet move there, taking the defender off the dribble and then just cruising in for the layup.
Passes it to Andrews. Puts up a deep three. Chicago grabs the miss. Mr. Fundamental's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Right. That's a two-pointer. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass fake.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Effort's been there. Check mark. The physicality. Check mark. They set the tone for this game early on.
Outside, KD. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
Phenomenal concentration by Durant. Physical play is not going to throw him off.
Here's Wright. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Outside, KD. Oh, KD parries the 3.
Rapid fire from KD that time. You got to get to him early.
Wright looking around. Sweet little floater. Wright's got 14 points for the game.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Van Vliet can't get it to go.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
With the assist.
Here's Van Vliet. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Miami.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
For Chicago, the kid, he's checked in for Mr. Fundamentals. Kevin Huerter comes in for buckets. And Lee's subbed in for Wright. And then for Houston, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Şengün. Tari Eason comes in for Smith. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Skinny.
Kicking it to a guy with a better shot. Love the unselfishness from Steven Adams.
Lee passes to Huerter. And it's Chicago scoring again. It's trailed by 16. To the paint. It's stolen. To the middle. Here's Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal. And then bang. Straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
Here's Finney-Smith. Lee against Van Vliet. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Van Vliet's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Off the screen, going to work. Van Vliet just puts out so much effort in everything he does.
Here's Lee. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Eason, a stupendous finish in traffic. Eason's got 4 points in the quarter. The Bulls leading by 14. On the wing, Lee, covered by Van Vliet, and the basket is good. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Houston. The pass to KD. That falls. Great assist by Van Vliet. And 12 points for Kevin Durant.
And this team's struggles are not his fault. He's putting in work at the offensive end.
Lee against Van Vliet. Lee gets the bucket.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
It's tipped. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was nice touch by Lee. Chicago making some changes. Mr. Fundamentals checked in for money. Buckets comes in for Dosunmu. And it's right in for Kevin Huerter. Houston with a big group substitution here. Şengün's checked in for Steven Adams. Smith comes in for Tari Eason. Thompson, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Skinny in for Fred Van Vliet. Now, here is Smith. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. So, Steve, you were drafted by the Heat, young expansion team at the time down in Miami. But if you had to choose, which city would you give an expansion team to right now?
I think Seattle and Las Vegas are at the top of everyone's list. San Diego would be nice because I love to travel there. I love when Vancouver had a team. How about bringing that team back, Kevin?
And the first one at the line is good.
Thompson is one of the best pure athletes to come into the league in quite some time. He's fast, and boy, can he fly.
He doesn't get the second one.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Good. Rockets trail by 17. Knocked loose. Pass to Andrews. Thompson dishes to Smith. The Rockets again can't hit.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender. Right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
Right.
Here's Andrews, guarded by Wright. Andrews, no good.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
The Rockets have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. Şengün passes to Andrews. Durant inside. Lee outside. Steps back and fires. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Bulls shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
The free throw drops for Lee. And so he makes both from the line.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Pass to Smith. Poke loose. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
second overall pick in 2022. Smith, instead of trying to take the league by storm, he was looking for ways to fit in within the system. And that's what coaches love about players like him.
Shoot two. The first one falls. Both free throws good from Smith. Chicago leading by 19. Lee left side.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. It's tipped. Here's Mr. Fundamentals. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. For the past 10 games, these teams have been fantastic on rebound. Number one, the Bulls. The Rockets, fourth.
Yeah, both squads just rebounded the ball so well here of late. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting matchup from a physical standpoint.
That free throw from Lee is good. And both free throws good for Lee.
He's in attack mode, drawing contact now, getting to the line, something he didn't do at all in the first quarter.
Passes to Şengün. And he makes good on the layup.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Here's Mr. Fundamentals. He's got 18. And again, Chicago. No good. Şengün passes to Smith. Out to KD. The three. Rebound by the Kid. The Kid's got his seventh rebound here tonight. Right down low. Covered by Smith. And that one's good. Right.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times. Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
Now the pass to Dean. It's taken away by Smith. It's Durant on the wing. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Right side. And stolen by Şengün. Thompson outside. Launches it. Rebound by the Kid. The Kid's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Right, the pass to Mr. Fundamental.
And taking a look at some of the stats here for Lee. The past month has been surreal. First in rebounding, and he's an eraser inside, a definite factor defensively, right in that top 5 in blocks per game.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. And And he knocks down the first one. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Andrews. 18 points for him. 1:31 left now here in the second, and it's blocked. Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession.
Houston ball.
.24 left here in the second. Brown. All by himself. Here's Mr. Fundamentals. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Here's Andrews. Thompson outside. Pass to Andrews. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Now here is Smith. Here's Andrews. Back to Smith. It's blocked. Fast break, Chicago. Here's Mr. Fundamentals. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor.
His shot making has been superb this quarter. He's taken over this game.
Here's Andrews. The shot missing. The Bulls shooting 65%. An outstanding offensive display from them. Right outside. Here's buckets. 13 points in the game. Lee outside. Launches a 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Chicago, holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be right back after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, give us your take.
Well, they knocked the wind out of the defense in transition, converting fast break baskets in volume. It's a runaway lead right now. In fact, this looks like a track meet.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
They're getting abused in the paint defensively, letting their opponents set the tone. Can't match up physically, you're toast. That's what the scoreboard is reflecting right now. Toast with butter.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Mr. Fundamentals in this game. He's been everywhere.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
They're asking a lot of him, shouldering the load in a number of areas. You just hope he has enough left at the end.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Starting the second half, here's Ime Udoka's 5. The pairing up front, Smith and Şengün. Thompson is out there with Skinny, and it's KD in at the 3 spot. Now here's Durant. Lock at 6. Thompson the bounce pass. Here's Şengün. Buckets with the rebound.
and not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And you know, we always talk about this. Just changing the shot can be just as effective as blocking it, even though it's less spectacular.
Now, here's Thompson. Defense right on him. Pass to Andrews. Puts up a deep three. Mr. Fundamentals grabs the board. Mr. Fundamentals got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big-time effort. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Here's Andrews. Right side, Kevin Durant. Smith outside. Passes it to Andrews. A three-pointer off the mark.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Not how they envisioned this one.
Here's Bryan. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
It's been tremendous job of play calling and execution. They just continue to increase this lead.
Here's Thompson following the three-point basket by Chicago.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup?
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks very much. The Rockets have brought in Ime Udoka to help their team become a winner. Ime said, "We have a lot of guys that have a chip on their shoulder. Those are the types I look for. And from there, we want to cultivate that into team success. That's the job of a coach, to push that and get that out of them." Kevin?
It is. Good thought. All right, David, thank you.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime. But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Here's Andrews. 18 points for him. To stop the run. No good from Durant.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
You know what? This has always been a debate. Do you take the timeout, or do you let your guys try to fight through it?
Now here's Durant. 14 points for him. It's 2-on-1. Fires away from outside. Here's Wright. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by Chicago.
KD against Lee. Shots good by Buckets. Buckets got 19 points.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
The pass to Andrews. From deep three-point territory. They get it again. Durant. It's deflected. Here's Buckets. He's got 19. From deep three-point land. And they get it back.
A moment now to see the numbers for Kevin Durant. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 26 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And the Rockets making a change here. Van Vliet's checked in. And he's good on the second. Houston's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Andrews passes to Smith. And it's Chicago with the rebound. The kid's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Shot by Mr. Fundamentals. No good. Rocket shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Smith scanning the floor. Van Vliet finds Smith. Pass to KD. The Rockets with another miss. Here's Chicago. They're on a 14-2 run here. Right, the pass to Mr. Fundamentals. And the Bulls with another miss.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender. Right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Mr. Fundamentals, that's good.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
Andrews passes to Şengün. Van Vliet outside. Outside, KD. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lee with the steal. And now, here comes Wright, leading the break.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Got a piece of it. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
Kevin Durant.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Bulls.
High effort, fast break plays. They have been very effective for them in this game, generating a lot of points for them.
And also, guys, how about the hustle we've seen on the boards? They're getting after it and cashing in on second chance scoring opportunities.
The free throw drops for Durant.
Kevin Durant could easily be on the Mount Rushmore of best players in this league when it's all said and done.
Right outside. Inside, here's Dean. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. The kid's got 8.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets it up.
And then Durant with the dunk.
KD is on fire, doing a little bit of everything in this one.
Here's Wright. The Rockets making the shot. Pass to Bryan. All alone. And he connects with the jumper. Buckets got 21.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Van Vliet wide open. Good on the triple.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please. That's terrible.
Right outside. To the inside. An easy 2 points on the layup. He's got 10.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Here's Andrews. 18 points for him. Van Vliet outside. He feeds it to KD. And they're pushing it up. Pull up Che. And he gets the bucket. 23 points for Buckets.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Here's Andrews. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. 20 points for him. And it's Wright with the ball for the Bulls. Throws it up high.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
For them, the first half was maybe more of a filling out process. Now it's winning time.
Van Vliet passes to Andrews. That falls. Great assist by Van Vliet.
3 points.
Van Vliet's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Lee against KD. Passes it to Bryant from outside the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. Bucket's got 15 points in just the second half.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
I like how Fred VanVleet stays patient. Eyes up, finds the breakdown in the defense.
Right outside. There's the 3. And the Bulls, another 3.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
There's the pass to KD. Rebound by the Bulls. The Kids got rebound number 12 here already in the game. It's right on the wing, covered by Smith. Here's Lee. That's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
And it's blocked. 1:41 left in the third. The putback, it's good on the putback. And that's now 33 points for Mr. Fundamentals.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
It's good.
Total focus by Fred VanVleet. Impressive bucket.
The Bulls shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want when they want it. Lee, that's good.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Now here's Durant. He's got 21. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
The ability to close out on perimeter shooters is so important in today's game.
Here's Wright. He's got 23.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender. Right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Lee. Bulls moving the ball around. Here's buckets. But Trey drills the three-pointer. And it's now 23 points for lights out.
And with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Van Vliet deciding where to go with it. That's tipped.
And with his size and lateral quickness, Smith has all the tools needed to be an elite defender.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Bulls out front, opening up a huge gap. And we'll get going after this from United Center. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
Keep guarding now. We're doing a much better job defensively. We've eliminated second shots, which is great, okay? Keep that going.
Playing solid defense, taking care of the backboard. High priorities for Coach Billy Donovan.
And I think the communication has been terrific here. I mean, the guys came prepared to do whatever it takes tonight, and Coach is making some really good adjustments.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Kevin Huerter is out there with Wright. Then it's Collins, and there's Money. And it's Lee in at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Good work there as it goes.
Assist goes to...
Here's Wright.
Fred VanVleet.
Several active NBA players, Steve, have their own podcasts. Players now have a direct platform for their voice, and I think they like that.
Yeah, they do. They want to be able to own their own content, want to be able to put out their different stories the way they want to. They want to be in control of everything that has to do with them.
The Bulls shooting 65%, an outstanding offensive display from them. Lee outside. And Fred VanVleet is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
The kid, he's checked in for Chicago.
For the Bulls.
Dosunmu comes in for Wright.
Dosunmu.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
And you look at Durant. He's not quite there, but he's very close to a spot in the starting lineup for the West.
And to have the great season he's having and still not crack the top five, that just tells you a lot about how terrific some of the other Western Conference players have been.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues.
First personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Houston, Dorian Finney-Smith, taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. So, Smitty, here we are. Between your TV, your smartphone, your tablet, you can watch any NBA game anytime you want to.
Kevin, it's awesome. The ability to watch multiple games at once is really great for fans. And, hey, we're all fans first and foremost.
Finney-Smith hits them both. Here's Lee. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Down low. Dosunmu. Rejected by VanVleet. Driving inside. Şengün with the bucket.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. He needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
Now, here's Dosunmu. No one near Herder as he lets it fly. And again, no good by Chicago. Here's Finney-Smith. And the layup's good off the glass. Finney-Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I mean, he's hard to stop once he gets to the rim. That's a beautiful play.
Lee bounce pass. Here's Money. Şengün covering. And the basket by Money.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Andrews, covered by Lee. And that one's good. Andrews. Skinny's got 9 points here in the second half. Now, here's Dosunmu. Pass to Lee. Right wing, lots of room. Dosunmu's shot is off.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
That one good for 2. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 10 rebounds. Lee up top. Rebounded by Capella. And here are the Rockets. They're on a 12-4 run. And VanVleet, here we go. Goes up at the stripe. Again, the Rockets score.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Lee, left side. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Lee's got 25 points.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Van Vliet outside. Hits the three-point foul.
Van Vliet is starting to build up a little confidence. Hit just 1 3 in the entire first half, but he has hit 2 more since then.
Here's Lee. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Şengün off with the layup. The Bulls have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella. And here's what the Rockets' schedule looks like. On Friday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Detroit. They'll take on the Pistons. Then on Saturday, they're off to Boston to take on the Celtics.
And guys, one thing about road trips like this one, they'll be seeing this as a chance for the team to come together. It might be a bit of a silver lining for a trip that doesn't always provide a lot of success.
Yes, that goes in. And now it's 27 points for lights out.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Reason why momentum can flip so quickly. We see it time and time again. Teams giving up big leads.
And one thing that came from this new CBA GA, mandatory participation in the NBA Draft Combine.
Yeah, more equal access for teams to study various prospects. Player agents can't keep teams in the dark like in the past. That makes for a more level playing field.
Fred Van Vliet. Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Chicago, Ayo Dosunmu.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Dosunmu. Chicago making a switch here. Jones is checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. For Houston, they've gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Really getting it done. Going inside, and he goes in for the dunk. And it's Jones with the ball for the Bulls. And Capella sends it back.
Nice discipline defensively for Capella. Does a great job of contesting shots without fouling. I don't know what Coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
Smith, we know the league is very balanced right now, but which division would you categorize as the best?
You could argue the Pacific Division, but I like the talent and upside of the Atlantic Division. You've got Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Brooklyn, and Toronto.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Mr. Fundamentals checked in for money. Lee comes in for Dosunmu. Buckets, he's checked in for Kevin Huerter. And it's Wright in for Trey Jones. The free throw dropped for Şengün.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Lee bounce pass. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Clint Capella.
Third team foul. At the line for Chicago, number 21. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Good on both. Hey, Smitty, in the playoffs, it's rare for an 8th or a 7th seed to make it out of the first round. But what about a 5-game series for just those kinds of matchups? You know, 1 against 8 and 2 against 7.
You know, it wouldn't be bad, Kevin. We had those type of series when I first came into the league, but I don't think they would change since we have the play-in tournament. I think rounds 1, 2, the conference finals, and the NBA finals will stay 7.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Following the score by Houston. Shot by Mr. Fundamentals, no good. Finney Smith with it, now Wright defending, and stolen by Wright. He takes it in. Banked in off the glass. Wright's got 6 here in this quarter.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
Andrews, no good.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
Finney Smith with it, guarded by Wright. Capella trying to free himself up. Good, nice job down low. Here's Wright. Lee outside. Over Şengün. No good from Lee. Ball stolen. Shot by Mr. Fundamentals. No good. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. The Kid gets the bucket. The Kid's got 10 points here in the second half.
What a turnaround for him since the half. More aggressive and more effective.
Here's Andrews. And Wright pulls it down. Wright's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here he goes. And Capella sends it back. Inside. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Mr. Fundamentals passes to Wright. Here's buckets. No good on the triple. To the middle. Here's Van Vliet. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Wright, the pass to Dean. Back to Wright. Here's buckets. That's a 2 from Lee. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Players we know get mic'd up now, Steve, so we can get some insight to their talking on the floor or on the bench. How would that have gone over in your day?
Well, you know, Kevin, we got mic'd up. I did not like it. You felt funny having just extra stuff that you had to carry around. But I love to hear the communication that goes on in the game now, sitting on this side.
That free throw from Lee is good. Houston making some changes. Adams comes in for Şengün. And Tari Eason subbed in for Skinny. And both free throws good for Lee. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Wright against Van Vliet. Passes to Finney Smith. Lee against Eason. Back to Capella. 5 to shoot. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Mr. Fundamentals grabs the board. Mr. Fundamentals got his 16th rebound on the night. Wright against Van Vliet. Right, the pass to Mr. Fundamentals. And another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. That's tipped. Here's buckets. Now the dish to Wright. Lee outside. And the pass to Bryan. That three off the mark. They're struggling to keep up.
And we'll see if they can turn things around, Kevin. On this trip, they can't continue to come up empty.
Here's Finney Smith. He's in with it. 6 to shoot. For 3, Van Vliet. And he's good on the 3 ball.
Van Vliet. Comfortable in catch-and-shoot situations. Fred does a lot of things for this team.
Now Lee. From 10 feet out, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he's doing it by getting to his spots and making big shots.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Mr. Fundamentals.
Boy, such a big factor in the game tonight. His intensity on the boards. Even when guys put a body on him, he somehow still beats them to the ball.
Drills it from outside.
On the heels of this run, you wonder where was this effort earlier on?
Well, the question becomes, are they playing that much better now, or has their opponent taken the rest of the night off?
And here is Wright, following Fred VanVleet's 3. Misses from short range.
And even though it didn't go down, he did some nice work to get that inside.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. VanVleet against Wright. 16 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Shot clock at 5. Great D that time from VanVleet. Here's Finney Smith. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly.